Hello, everyone. Welcome back to World of Warcraft. And hopefully this is going to go a little better than the warrior one did. This is my priest, my highest level priest. I have one priest that I made here to do the Legion stuff, and then I've made a fresh new one to kind of like mess with. As you can see, I like to main Shadow, and also use Holy for dungeon and such. Not really. Discipline has never really clicked with me, but I've enjoyed Shadow, as you see by the Xalatath, which I like that this is becoming a lot more relevant later on. But I have finished the Order Hall campaign. I've also finished the Broken Shore stuff, and now we are about to do the quest to get the Class Hall Order Mount, which is one of those that changes based on what spec you're using, and I love that.
Greetings.
High Priest, we've received word from Netherlight Temple of a most curious visitor. Magni Bronzebeard, the very speaker himself. What could he want from our order? You best head back to Netherlight. We'll hold down the frontier. Alright?
May your days bring you joy.
So in the meantime, until we've gotten that mount, I've been using this. Because I don't know about you, but I think the Corrupted Firehawk looks really good with a Shadow Priest. I think it matches really well. This is one of the only things I don't like about both the Paladin and Priest order halls, is I have to make my way all the way back to Dalaran and then go into that place and to go into that portal in order to get there. I get why. I mean, it's in the Twisting Nether, but I do prefer the order halls or the classes that have like straight, like, you know how the Death Knight can open a Death Gate and go straight back to the Order Hall, or the Warrior can just jump straight to Skyhold from any of the main locations in the Broken Isles. It just would be nice. Now, the Paladin, I was able to figure this out because I bound my Hearthstone to Light's Hope Chapel, and that way I can just, boop, I'm already back there. But you can't really do that with the Priest. There's no way to really do that, so you have to go all the way back here to Dalaran, and you have to go all the way over here. Well, if you're Horde, you have to go over here, or if you're Alliance, you have to go over there, and you have to go in here into the Sanctuary, and you have to go find the portal, and it's just like, oh, I have to do all this just to go back to the Order. Much rather prefer the ones that let you just go straight back with like the click of a button or something. Where is he? Oh, he's up there. Magni. Really like Magni. Hey, Bran!
Hey, Priest! I got important information for you.
How are you?
Thank you for coming so quickly. High Priest, King Magni, I suppose I should say the Speaker, thinks he's found a hidden Titan Vault. Hello, High Priest. The Speaker has just been telling us of a calling of sorts, coming from deep in the core of Azeroth. The voice is telling I'm there, and there's a lost Titan Vault over there, near the Maelstrom. We don't know what's inside, but he's got that feeling it's got something to do with the light, and you. Bran's got a vessel waiting for you off the coast of Azuna. Of course, I'll be accompanying you as well, up for cataloging purposes. Can't go and let a chance like this go to waste. So I'm going on a quest into a Titan Vault with Magni and Bran Bronzebeard. This is awesome! And we're gonna get the High Priest Light Sworn Seeker. I'll be showing that off once we get it.
Be good.
I borrowed a small submarine from friends of mine in the Explorers League. We'll be embarking off the coast of Azuna as soon as you can join us, High Priest.
Can I just say how much I love both Bran and Magni? I mean, Magni has, you know, he was not a good father. I mean, just look at how Moira turned out. But as a king and as how he's been for, I mean, right now he's like one of the voices of reason in BFA. It's like, Azeroth is dying, what's wrong with you? Why are you fighting each other when our planet is dying? And of course, Bran is just, he's always been awesome. He's Bran Bronzebeard. he's so great. I've always loved dwarf characters, and those two are no different. Love those guys. So I gotta go to Azuna. Alright. Alright, let's see. Zuna's right over here, so. So where exactly in Azuna? Over here. Okay. Huh. I don't think I've ever been there before. I wonder what that's for. I wonder if it has to do with that fishing artifact quest I've heard about. I've hardly messed with fishing and that much in this game, but I'm aware of the artifact you get in Legion that's just for fishing, which like involves a murloc, and it's pretty morbid. There's the my troll buddy. He's a shadow priest as well, but
Gerahard once mentioned that he learned most of his recipes from the priestesses here.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a legit follower for the priest that is like a legit tanking follower. I've tried the light elemental soul, but he doesn't really seem to do any taunting. He just seems to just kind of stand there and just kind of like, not like other followers. I even tried like the new the other follower, this lady here, and she doesn't seem to do that at all either. It's like I was hoping that either she taunts or he taunts, and it doesn't seem like either of them do that. So I decided to try Zabra, and I don't know if he does either, but need to try something. All right. Ah, there they are. Gonna get in this little boat. Oh, there's the sub. I was like, where's the sub? Oh, right there.
You'll find me wherever the action
We think the lost Titan vault lies just northeast of the Maelstrom. Shouldn't take us long to find out. Are you ready, High Priest? Alright, let's go to the Maelstrom.
out there.
That's not something you usually say unless you're a shaman.
Calm so far. Even this close to the Maelstrom.
So, brother, the planet Azeroth, she just sort of told you to come here? Not so much in words. 'Tis more feelings. But not like feelings you or I would have.
Now what does that even mean?
Well, let's say you're a world soul, eh? What sort of feelings do you suppose you'd have? Sometimes you feel like a crumbling mountain range, and sometimes you feel like a deep, dark sea. I don't know exactly how to describe it. So she sort of felt at you that you should come here? It felt like a sunrise.
I am fascinated with Magni's connection with Azeroth.
To be the vault entrance.
Commencing docking procedures.
I've always joked Bran is the Indiana Jones of World of Warcraft. Though I'm sure people are going to say, well, Harrison Jones is... I get that that's kind of the joke, but... I mean, Bran's always the one who's like, oh, let's go into this vault and find out what's happening. You know what I mean.
Whoa, that's a large door. Gotta be a lever around here somewhere, though. There's always a lever.
There is always a lever. I'm just saying, I just love Bran.
Rivola, Roke, Myers, Amir.
Well, I suppose you don't need to be looking for levers and switches no more, Bran.
Bit of a shame, that.
By the way, keep in mind, just remember this for later. keep in mind that I am right now at the moment actively being a shadow priest. Okay, just keep that in the back of your head when we from here on going forward.
A lost Titan vault, kept in immaculate condition. Oh, this be one for the record books. What do you suppose be in these bubbles, eh?
They must be activated simultaneously. High Priest, would you do the honors?
Sure. Hey, it's one of these guys. A caretaker. Feel like I'm back in Old War.
Systems active. Visitors detected. Lifeform scan in progress.
Ooh, I'm not sure enough what this is gonna lead to. Weapons up!
No essential life forms detected. Resuming scan.
Now what do you mean by that? Not essential. Me, you're not essential, you wee little...
Speaker status verified. Welcome, Speaker. Have you come to retrieve the Seekers?
Seekers? Yes. That must be what she meant when she directed me to this place. She wanted us to find these creatures.
Mr. Custodian, what in the name of the Forge is a Seeker?
Allow me to show you.
There's the mount.
Designation, Seeker. Feral creatures infused with the light by the Shapers. The finest specimens were selected from herds and trained to serve the Watchers, speeding them to sites of corruption in accordance with containment protocols.
Herds, you say? We've never seen a one. How many of them remain?
Accessing. Current count of known Seekers, 3.
Only the 3.
One for
living.
each spec. Alright, so holy
What happened
discipline.
Invasive corruptive entities have bombarded this planet since its shaping. Attrition due to combat fatalities gradually reduced the numbers of Seekers. Now, only these are known to remain.
These noble creatures protected us before we even knew how to protect ourselves.
And shadow.
Void energies detected. Initiating sanitation protocol.
What? Where?
Blazes, not again!
Again?
What do you mean void
You've done this
energies?
before, brother?
I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
aye, more than once. You're the big, important speaker. Can ye shut it off then?
Stop it then, will you?
Unable to comply. Sanitation protocol cannot be aborted. Visitors may be in a corrupted state. If you are hearing whispers of unknown origin, please step directly into the searing light.
Lot of good that did. Well, here we go.
Yep,
I
here we
sense
go.
some corruption amongst my brethren. Watch yourself for purification.
You see what's hilarious about that when he's like, void energies detected. He's detecting the mount. And yet I'm here as a shadow priest and he doesn't detect me. I just find that hilarious. I'm standing right next to him as a shadow priest and he doesn't even acknowledge that. Oh, oh.
Spawns alive. They'll leave this world. The good smell should dissipate them.
Boom. At least I've got the bronze beards here to tank for me. The power of the void.
Of course the big ones would come to life too. Watch yourselves!
Look at that damage, I love it. Come on. Come on, bring those up.
We're not done yet.
I know, Bran. Oh, here comes another.
It's too far away. I need to target something first.
Ah.
I don't have a target.
Nasty
At
spell.
least there's no giant eye lasers this time, eh?
He's referring to the Halls of Stone dungeon. At least I think that's what he's referring to. I went through that dungeon recently to do my Champion of Frozen Waste title. I remember that. The only thing I don't like about Shadow is that this is like the only healing ability I have. I know there's another combination involving the shield and such to do damage to get heals, but I mean, you would think that, I mean, yeah, I'm Shadow, but I'm still a priest. I should be able to have like another heal, straight up healing ability. Ow.
I'm out of range.
Alright. 64%. Man, this goes on a while. This is definitely a horde mode quest. I don't like that.
This'll be the last time I go adventuring with a bronze beard.
I've never liked horde mode stuff. Just stand here and deal with wave after wave after wave after wave after wave. It's the main reason I can't stand the Battle for Mount Hyjal raid. It's just, it gets so boring. Standing here just dealing with wave after wave after wave.
Many
Come
will
on.
come this time. The machine surges with the light.
Levitating with the power of the void. Oh, whoop, stunned. It's like, okay, I'd better move.
And that's the last.
All right.
Gonna hope that's the last time I end up in this situation.
The custodian
I doubt
is
it,
powering
Bran.
down. Might be this chamber expended all its energy. No, no one's left to look after these poor creatures.
You're wrong about that, lass. 'Tis why Azeroth called me. Called us here. She knew it wouldn't be long before the Void overtook this chamber. She knew who would protect these creatures and use them in service of the light. 'Tis you, High Priest.
Agreed. High Priest, give us time to scribe him into the Annals of the Light. We'll meet up at Netherlight Temple.
I can take you back whenever you're ready, High Priest.
Sure.
Inquiring minds just got to know.
I love Bran. I mean, that's a sense that definitely helps describe him. Inquiring minds just got to know. And he is about as much of an inquiring mind as there ever has been. Alright. Time to get my new priest-only mount. In fact, look at that. There they are. All three of them. So I think what's about to happen is we're about to... I don't think we're going to have them as three separate. I think there's going to be a way for us to somehow combine all three of these into one. So that way they just kind of switch based on what our spec is. So...
Hi.
'Tis our greatest honor to present you with this steed, High Priest, and thank you for leading us. You are truly blessed by the light, and so are all of us for having you.
Off with you.
Got another mount that goes really well with my class and spec. Alright. So there it is. Set to favorite. Put it over here. Alright. Can't mount up in here, so let's go ahead and head outside. I'll have to do this with each of my different specs here. You know, the first time I saw this mount, I thought it looked kind of silly. I was like, what is that, an owl on 4 legs or something? What is that? But over time, it has grown on me. And the fact that it was a mount that changes its appearance based on whatever spec you're using, I thought was a really cool feature. I really like the, you know, that's a feature for some of the mounts. It's not a thing for all the mounts, but it is for some. This is something else I like. Some of these mounts have a certain animation that you can use to summon them. So let's get more into the open over here. So if I want to summon this, there we go. It's kind of a one of those kinds of, you know how in like I think Greek mythology, like the Minotaur, it was like part man, part bull or something like that. So I guess, I don't know, this is, you could say this is like part tiger or lion, part, I'm guessing this is like the head of an owl. This is why I thought at first I thought it looked kind of silly, but, and you can see it's then sprouts wings because it's a flying mount as well. All the class hall mounts are flying mounts, and it works really well with that. All right, so that's the shadow one. Again, I thought it was really hilarious that I'm standing there next to the observer as a shadow priest with the power of the void, and he's just like, oh, hello there. And it's not until he reveals this mount that he's like, ah, danger, danger, void energies detected, danger, Will Robinson, danger. And it's just, you can't help but play along and be like, what? Where? Because you're standing there as a shadow priest. He doesn't even acknowledge it. It's so funny. I thought that was really hilarious. So now I've got 2 different ones here that match well. I think the Corrupted Firehawk matches well. And now we got this. Alright, so now let's take a look at how they look when we switch to specs. Let's go to Discipline. Again, I don't want to, I'm not saying Discipline's bad or anything. I know some people that love Discipline. It doesn't really gel with me. It's just not my thing. It's not really a spec that I was just like, oh man, I like this. I tried it out and I was just like, I don't really like how this feels. Alright. This is how long it's been since I played Dis. I had a bunch of other stuff on here that that are really not relevant anymore. Alright, let's get rid of some of those. Alright. Alright, so here it is here. Interesting that this one is white. I mean, the discipline is kind of like the in-between. You know, you can see here, like, there's Shadow Men here, so there are some Shadow Priest abilities here, but then you've got some other ones that are holy specific. So, alright. Now let's switch to holy. I do like the artifact weapon. That looks like a Naru. Alright, let's see here. Again, bunch of stuff on there that I had at the time. And now this one just straight up represents the light. It's golden. But of course, you know, it's going to depend on what transmog you're rocking with your priest in order for it to, like, really mesh. That's why I thought, you know, it really works well with the shadow, because of course if you're in shadow form, it just kind of gels really well. So let's go back to shadow. Holy is definitely a spec I gotta
My mana is low.
practice with, especially when I do things like dungeons and such, because obviously it's going to be a little harder to get into dungeons and such if you're playing a shadow. Because, of course, you know, so many DPS. But if you're a healer, you get in all, like, almost instantly. And, of course, many people always want you to play holy. So. But, again, I just think this works and looks really well. And I'm really glad I was able to get this. So, now all future priest characters I ever make will be able to have access to this mount. And, again, I like things that are class and race exclusive. Because to me, it brings more meaning to how you make your character. What class you play, what race you play, there's extra meaning to it when you can get things like this that bring more relevancy to it. And I like that. So that is the Priest Class Order Hall quest and mount. If you love dwarves, like if you have an Alliance Priest, like a Dwarven Priest, you're probably going to love that quest. Because you get to hang out with Bran and Magni. I will say it's kind of interesting that when you go to the Order Hall, you see Velen and Moira. And it's kind of interesting how they've, I guess, have been trying to change Moira from someone who, I guess, was evil to now she's not so much. I mean, after all, the Dark Iron Dwarves are now part of the Alliance officially. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting to see how Moira and the Dark Irons pan out in terms of actual allies. Or if they... Are they truly past their ways that they were back in vanilla, where they were like, we serve Ragnaros, and, you know, like all that stuff. You know, you guys remember Blackrock Depths, you know. So, we'll see how that all goes, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully with another Class Hall mount quest. I'm actually going to be working on a couple of other different ones, see if I can get their mounts, specifically the Monk and the Hunter. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys those quests once I get the Broken Shore stuff done with those characters. So I will see you guys then.